It's much later than I thought, but since I only have 2 issues to review this week for That's My Bag, I'm going to go ahead and do them, even though it's approaching 1 in the morning here. So first of all, we have Uncanny X-Men, number 504. And in this one, we have Matt Fraction taking on writing responsibilities away from Ed Brubaker, and Terry Dodson taking on art responsibilities after the whole Greg Land tracing thing. I actually started to grow accustomed to Greg Land's art. I didn't like it, but I started to appreciate it a little bit more. Traced or not traced, it had a really nice feel about it, especially in the moments between Danielle and Sam and Karma in the last issue. However, this issue with Matt writing it kind of reminds me of when Alan Heinberg and the person who took over after him, whose name is, Jodi Picoult. Yes, Jodi Picoult. Yes, and her dreadful New York Times bestseller novels. I don't know who she's sleeping with, but my God. Anyway, when she took over for Wonder Woman about 2 years ago, and suddenly people were doing weird, bizarre things that were completely out of character, like this. So, Colossus is facing a crisis. Kitty Pryde didn't die, but she's gone for all intents and purposes. She's probably on the far side of the galaxy by now. And Scott, who I still believe needs to have his head examined, not in the way that's handled in this issue, but he needs to have his head examined by a professional, basically says, I need to speak to you for a moment. Get over it. And they spend one panel on him being like a brother for Colossus, and then in the next frame that was hard. I don't really believe it was all that hard for him because he didn't say anything. We don't know what Colossus's reaction was except to go out and, well, eat borscht. So there's that. Then we get Emma intruding into Scott's brain, looking for something that's bothering him. Maybe it's the revelation that Madeline Pryor is still alive, which for some reason apparently is not shared with anyone in this issue yet. And that's slightly kind of beyond me why he would do that. Except maybe he's just having trouble with redheads. Again, and the one thing I really did enjoy about this issue was the Beast and Angel going to recruit Dr. Nemesis. Dr. Nemesis has got to be at least 150 by now, and he's still spry and violent, so I really didn't enjoy that part of it all. But acting out of character, Karma, on the very last page, it interrupts Scott and Emma having a telepathic conversation and acts surprised about it. Says, what are you doing? To which Emma responds, we were talking, darling. And Karma says, neither of you was saying the word, okay, whatever. Being a telepath herself, I can't really believe that she's concerned or confused. And how long has she been hanging around the X-Men? The girl's got to know what's going on by now. Anyway, C+. C+ at best. I think Matt Fraction dropped the ball on a lot of issues that had been developing and building around and actually had a process going on, and he just didn't do his job, I don't think. Next, the 5th part of the New Krypton series, and this takes place in Supergirl number 35. And I'm sorry, but it's the most masculine-looking Supergirl ever. I honestly thought it was a guy in a midriff. I really did. I mean, I go to the club sometimes. There's guys in midriffs. I just thought this was some Kryptonian, metrosexual. No, it's Kara. So I don't know what Alex Ross was doing that day, but he just didn't make her as feminine as she could. I mean, really, boobs. Not boobs. Okay, enough of that. I haven't read Supergirl since she left the Batman Superman title to pursue her own interests. mostly because I had read about the problems that the writing team was having, deciding who she was and what was going on, and was she good, was she bad, was her mission on Earth, how did she get here, who sent her, why was she buried under buried in a meteorite for basically 30-some years. And in this one, thank goodness, Sterling Gates. Don't you just love that name? Sterling Gates? Who wouldn't die to be named that? Explains it all away. At least to my satisfaction. Maybe people who read it more regularly just have a problem. But I think that saying that Kara had kryptonite poisoning and it would alter her personality and behavior and memories makes sense to me. And it erases a lot of really, really horrible history that's happened over the last 3 years. I think the gayest thing in this issue had to be Zor-El's reaction to finding out his daughter had kryptonite poisoning. Literally, he looked like that. If he had pearls, he would have clutched them. But he didn't. So instead he went, Yay. Other than that, the issue didn't do very much to advance the idea that New Krypton is going to be anything except fun. It's still kind of not all that threatening yet, even though the title New Krypton, which we assume refers to Earth, is just hasn't been mentioned since that very first issue of Superman a couple weeks ago. So I'm not exactly sure where this is going yet. I wanted to go somewhere, but we're up to issue number 5 now, and it ain't happening. So Joker says don't buy unless you're a completist. I want to see what the hell happens with the whole series, but who knows. Anyway, so that's this week's edition of That's My Bag. Thanksgiving will probably postpone this broadcast a little bit longer for this coming week, but who knows. So, gobble gobble, eat well, and happy Thanksgiving, everyone.